Experience Sharing Forum for Successful Women Students held at the African Union headquarters. Qananiisa Beqqala beats Mo Farah in Great North Run Half Marathon. A very warm welcome to the morning news from Ethiopian Television. I'm Bahir Teklehoannis. Ethiopian Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Tewodros Adhanom said Ethiopia will continue to assist efforts towards ensuring lasting peace and stability in Somalia. Dr. Tewodros conferred with Somali President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud on Sunday. While holding talks with the Somali delegation, Dr. Tewodros said it is Ethiopia's desire to see a stable Somalia and will step up efforts for the same purpose. President Sheikh Mohamud, for his part, said Ethiopia's contribution was immense in bringing the relative peace in Somalia and vowed to sustain existing cooperation between the two countries. He also appreciated Ethiopia's role in connecting East African countries with infrastructure and trade. Addis Ababa Education Bureau, in collaboration with Vision for a Generation, held an experience sharing forum for women students who joined universities this academic year. Speaking on the occasion, First Lady Roman Tesfaye called on the students to successfully accomplish their university education by overcoming all the challenges they face along the way. The first women Ethiopian medical professor, Yerwain Hareg Felleke, for her part, urged the students to aspire for more successes. The first women Ethiopian pilot, Captain Amsale Gwalu, told the students that education is the only means to achieve their dreams. Vision for Generation, in collaboration with Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, offers monthly financial sponsorship to 500 women students. Ethiopian Airlines has issued an order to purchase additional 8 Boeing 787 Dreamliner airplanes. The flag carrier already has 5 Boeing 787 Dreamliners. The airliner previously had 5 more on order, a figure that has now increased to 13. Meanwhile, Ethiopian Airlines has won the Passenger Choice Awards for Best Regional Airline in Africa last week. Ethiopian commands the lion's share of the Pan-African passenger and cargo network, operating the youngest and most modern fleet to more than 76 international destinations across 5 continents. The Embassy of Japan in Ethiopia and the Walaita Development Association financed construction of new buildings for primary and secondary schools in Walaita zone of the South region. Habib Mohammed has more.
The Embassy of Japan in Ethiopia has so far constructed 8 schools in Walaita zone in the South region and has provided different educational materials to the school. Ambassador of Japan to Ethiopia Hiroki Kushino on the occasion said the construction of the new building will speed up the teaching and learning process.
This project aimed at improving the access to and the quality of education at these 2 schools.
Necessary materials for the school are also fulfilled, including libraries and other facilities. The ambassador also mentioned that the Japanese embassy will continue to support Ethiopia in its efforts to meeting educational targets.
Around 2,000 students used to study in 11 classrooms, and the number of students per class was over 90. The overcrowded classrooms were having a negative effect on the quality of education.
First Lady Roman Tesfaye during the inauguration said concerned stakeholders need to join efforts in creating a convenient teaching and learning environment.
Schools should work by helping students exploit their talents and ability to learn and think, as well as to take responsibilities for their learnings. This would ensure our national goal of creating productive citizens.
The First Lady also offered books to the school, which she brought it from her pockets.
Oromia Radio and Television Organization inaugurated a new studio it built with more than 100 million birr. Speaking at the inauguration ceremony, Minister of Civil Service Mukhtar Kadir stated that the newly built studio will strengthen the organization's role towards expediting national development. The new technology connected all technical activities of the organization with fiber optics cable and enabled the organization to interconnect all its activities. Head of the organization, Masfin Daraja, said the newly installed technology will lay the basis to transforming the media in the country to a digital level. Currently, the organization built 16 transmission stations and its domestic coverage has reached 70%, while its domestic satellite coverage is nearly 100%. A delegation of Communist Party of China, CPC, led by Zhao Hongzhu, has said Ethiopia and China have created deep relations in trade and investment. The delegation on Sunday paid a visit to parts of the South Ethiopia nation's nationalities and peoples region. The delegation was welcomed by Chief of the region, Dese Dalke, and other higher officials upon arrival. Zhao Hongzhu said on the occasion that the two countries are registering fast economic advancement through their strong policies and strategies, and they have experiences to share. Dese called upon Chinese delegation to encourage investors back home to take advantage of the diverse investment opportunities in the region. In another news, China has expressed interest to further strengthen cultural relations with Ethiopia. A Chinese delegation headed by the country's Vice Minister of Culture held discussions with its Ethiopian counterpart recently on ways of working together. On the occasion, the Chinese delegation conveyed the country's desire to establish a cultural center in Ethiopia. Ethiopian State Minister of Culture, Mulgeta Said, lauded China's use of culture for economic purpose, including job creation. He said Ethiopia would provide the necessary support in the course of building the cultural center. Goba town in Bale zone of the Oromia region is set to carry out different development projects with over 20 million birr during the current Ethiopia budget year. Town Mayor Abraham Haile told Ethiopian news agency that the projects will include health, education and social service sectors. The mayor said renovation of 30 kilometers alleys and construction of 30 kilometers cobblestone roads would also be undertaken in the town during the reported period. He said a modern stone grinding machine is procured to facilitate construction of the cobblestone roads. Installation of lampposts will also be carried out with over 2 million birr. Ethiopia's three-time Olympic champion Qananiisa Beqqele won the Great North Run half marathon, finishing in 16 minutes and 8 seconds, beating Mo Farah of Britain. Long-distance legend Haile Gebrselassie finished third. The event witnessed a thrilling sprint finish between Qananiisa and Farah. The renowned Haile, who has been in the lead for a large part of the race, took the third place and celebrated the victory with Qananiisa and Farah. The three athletes broke away early and stayed together before Qananiisa made the break with 1.56 kilometers to go. Qananiisa was able to create a wide gap between him and Farah first. However, Farah produced more sprint to scare Qananiisa near the finishing line. Qananiisa, running his first competitive half marathon, was strong enough to keep his lead to the end. The women's race was also enthralling, with Kenya's Priska Jeptu finishing in 65 minutes and 44 seconds. Pre-race favorites, Ethiopian compatriots Masarat Defar and Runesh Dibaba, had to settle for second and third place respectively. The trial of Egypt's ousted President Hosni Mubarak resumes on charges related to the killing of hundreds of protesters during the 2011 uprising, with the judge calling on the former intelligence chief to testify. Presiding Judge Mohammed Kamal al-Rashidi announced that the upcoming trials, where many current and former security and governmental officials will be called in to deliver testimonies, will not be broadcasted live. He said his decision was based on the need to safeguard national security. The judge said the trial would be adjourned until next month and divided up into 3 sessions. The former president was sentenced to life in prison last year, but an appeal court ordered a retrial. Mubarak was released from jail last month and placed under house arrest.